Hey everyone, welcome back into my kitchen. Come on in, get comfortable. It is Leader Plus Amy Silver here in Halifax, getting ready to cook with you again. So thank you, thank you. If those of you have been following me along for a while, you know that I love to get creative in the kitchen and I love what I do, so thank you so much for coming along. I would love to give a shout out to all of my customers and followers. Many of you know that as a customer, many of the customers turn into hosts. Many of those hosts turn into consultants just like me and get to give back to their communities. But something that we all have in common is some sort of mealtime struggle, whether you are getting used to getting a new meal on the table for the family quickly because you've got time constraints between schoolwork and extracurriculars. Maybe you are dealing with a new allergy or you have to change the way you eat for health reasons. Perhaps you are learning to cook for more or less people at the table than usual. You're not alone. Everybody has some tricky mealtime area. And I often say that getting a meal on the table every night is a juggling act for whatever reason, but let's make it easy with Epicure. We can make it easy, healthy, affordable, fast, and delicious. So we call it Good Food Real Fast, and it's the solution to streamlining dinner. We have customizable blends, no-fail recipes, and innovative cookware to save you time and money in the kitchen. I invite you to share your tricky mealtime dilemmas in the comments. So tonight we're going to eat in. We're having crispy, crunchy lettuce wraps with roasted garlic aioli plus a summer berry sweet dip with fresh fruit for dessert. A meal like this will serve a family of 4 and costs less than $5 per serving. You can enjoy takeout favorites on a weeknight without the stress of long recipes or complicated directions or many ingredients or excessive prep time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get started with our base. So tonight we are using a ground pork. You could use ground chicken, ground beef, ground turkey. You could use tofu. You could use pulses like lentils, legumes. Really, there's no shortage of a protein source that you can use. Whatever works for you and your family, that's what you can use. We are going to season it with our crispy, crunchy lettuce wrap. This comes out to $3.05 per serving, 240 milligrams of sodium per serving, which compare that to 1,830 milligrams per many restaurant quality menu. Eat it in a restaurant. This blend is already meat and dairy free. The recipe yields about 5 cups of filling, and you could use it in stir fries, pasta dishes. You can even fill like mini tarts or phyllo cups for like a little appetizer. There are so many things that you can do. So I am going to add this to our ground pork in the multi-purpose steamer. And to this, I am going to add, I've got a tablespoon of water, and I'm going to add in a teaspoon of each soy sauce and sesame oil. So we're going to go with a teaspoon of each. I'm going to clean up the oil that I've just spilled, but that's okay. And so we've got our sesame oil, our ground pork, our soy sauce, and our seasoning, and a little bit of water in our multi-purpose steamer. Now I'm going to use the ground meat separator. It's not just for ground beef though, don't let the name fool you. You can use it as this tool as a separator and a masher. Think potatoes or avocados for guacamole. It's got 3 blades of sturdy nylon plastic, and it's an ergonomic silicone handle, which makes it strong and effective and very easy to use. It's easy to clean, and it's also dishwasher safe, and I love how spaced apart the blades are because no ground beef gets gunked up inside of it when it's cleaning, and it's also BPA free. So I'm going to use this to separate. Let's see if I can show you what I'm doing here. The ground beef. So I'm just separating and turning so that the soy sauce, the sesame oil, and the water and everything gets mixed into this ground pork. And then, while I put it all in here, I'm going to pop this in the microwave. So this is going to go in the microwave in the multi-purpose steamer. I'm going to put it in for 3 minutes and we're going to check it, give it a stir, and then we're going to pop it back in. So one moment. And so while that's in there, we're going to get started on the next part. So we're going to go with a roasted garlic aioli mix. So aioli is really a fancy name for a mayonnaise-based sauce. You can use it as a dip. I love it with French fries or sweet potato fries, roasted potatoes, veggies of any sort. It's also delicious as a spread for burgers and sandwiches. Carrots in it are one of my favorite. You can even use it to make a cheater Caesar style dressing. Just thin it out with your choice of milk and add some extra lemon to it. There's no sodium in this mix, and one jar makes a full 8 cups of aioli. So what I've got here is I've got half a cup of light mayo, and to this I am going to add a teaspoon of roasted garlic, and we're just going to give that a stir. You could add a splash of lemon if you wanted. You could add a little bit of oil, although where we're using a light mayo, I don't want to add too much extra oil into it. But that's it. It's ready to go. Stir it up, set it aside, and let everything rehydrate. So when we serve this, so we've got our romaine hearts. So what we're going to do, serving this in romaine hearts, going to open it up, put your ground meat inside. You could cook veggies directly with the ground pork, but my family likes it raw and crunchy, so we are going to dice up some peppers, and we're also going to have some shredded carrots as well, and that's going to go on top of the pork. And then we are going to put on some of the aioli as well. So moving on, we are also going to have some dessert. So keeping it simple tonight, I am using our summer berry. This is a unique product for Epicure. There is nothing else quite like it anywhere else. You won't find it in grocery stores. It's made with real raspberries, strawberries, and hibiscus, as well as organic cane sugar. It's not just a dip. I use it to season oatmeal pudding, make a simple syrup for cocktails, add it into waffle, pancake, or cake or muffin batter. One jar makes 5 cups of prepared dip. I also, I say you can actually get more out of that because the jar says to use 2 tablespoons per cup, and I find that I can get away with just 1 tablespoon per cup of yogurt, and I like to use a plain Greek yogurt to give a boost of protein. And I make this for my kids' lunches as well. They, instead of buying flavored yogurt cups, they just get some summer berry. So I'm going to add a tablespoon in here. And before I stir that up, I'm going to grab our ground beef, give it another stir, and we'll go from there. So let's check out this ground pork actually. It's actually almost done. It's still pink in the middle, so we're definitely putting it back in. But 2, maybe 3 more minutes, and it should be ready to use. So we'll just break it all up. And stir around the clumps, and I'm going to pop it back into the microwave for 3 more minutes. All right, we're going to get back over to our summer berry. So I'm just stirring it up. So what's in here is almost a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and that is more filling with its higher protein content. And I'm just going to give it a stir. This here usually I will separate into little containers and put it in my kids' lunches. Tonight we're going to use it as a fruit dip, or maybe I'll make some simple little parfaits with some sliced strawberries that I found on sale at the grocery store, maybe some apple slices to dip, and I think I even still have some little nilla wafer cookies left, and those will make great little dessert cups for the kids. So there we go, dessert is ready to go. We've got 2 minutes left on the ground pork, but I'm going to just dice up some of this pepper, and then we are going to be ready to eat. I love this knife. It is super sharp. It is a ceramic blade, which, yes, ceramic like a plate. It is fragile. If you drop it or throw it, it could potentially chip or break, because just think of what it's like when you drop a plate on the floor. But ceramic can actually be honed to sharper than stainless steel. So it is my favorite knife to use on any soft fruits and veggies, or even boneless chicken breast. Makes precise cuts. Tomatoes, you don't need to use anything with a serrated blade. I know a lot of times tomatoes will turn to mush if I am using anything other than my silicone knife with it. Don't forget to tell me in the comments what you think of a meal like this, or again, what your tricky mealtime areas are, and perhaps we can brainstorm some ways, some solutions to help you out. That's really why I do this. I love figuring out different ways to bring simplicity and joy and ease back into people's kitchens. So we've got 30 seconds left on our ground pork, which is great. So you can see how this comes together super quickly. Not even 20 minutes to get this food on the table. Right now, I think we're only even under 15 minutes, which is fabulous. So that's about the same time. It's actually less time than it takes to order takeout, and it's going to be certainly a lot healthier for us, for my family tonight. So my question to you, can you see something like this fitting into your lifestyle? Do you feel like this in particular is a meal that you could throw together? And of course, there are lots of options and different ways that you can do it. Creating meals ready in 20 minutes or less is totally doable with our meal kits. This is an area where Epicure excels and is actively looking to solve these problems for families all across North America. If you love the menu tonight, you'll have a lot of fun exploring our Better Than Takeout collection. The products are super versatile, and you're going to find lots and lots of great recipes on my website, epicamysilver.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to grab the ground pork out of the microwave so you can see, and then we'll start assembling. Perfect. It looks great. Give it another stir through, just to break up some of the biggest clumps there. But we are ready to go. So I'm going to put this all out on the table, call my family to supper, and we have dinner ready just like that. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you next time.